This time around, we'll be talking about division, division, and multiplication. Division and multiplication of fraction. Okay, division and multiplication of fraction. All right, let's do the following examples. Okay, so if you have, we'll start with the multiplication first. Okay, so if you have 2 over 3 multiplying, okay, times, let's say 5 over 4, something like that. Okay, so if you are multiplying this, now this is a fraction, this is another fraction, but they are multiplying. Now in multiplication of fraction, what we do, or the principle is, you multiply numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. Okay, that is how we multiply fractions. Okay, but to make it easier, if the fraction has common, then you simplify it. Okay, so let's see what we are going to do here. All right, ordinarily, let's solve it the way it is. Now 2 over 3 multiplying 5 over 4. I told us that how we multiply fraction is numerator to numerator, then denominator to denominator. So if we are going by that, it means 2 times 5. Okay, 2 times 5 is what? 10. And all over 3 times what? 4. And 3 times 4 is what? 12. Okay, so 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 4 is 12, and you have 10 over 12. Now 10 as the numerator has the same factor of what? 12. Okay, now as it is, though it is a proper fraction, but it is not in its simplest form. Okay, it's not in its simplest form. We cannot leave it like this, because there's a factor that can divide them. Okay, there's a factor that can divide this at the same time divide this. So we will not keep any fraction like this if your mathematics is sound. So what is the factor between what? 10 and 12? We will say, okay, 2 is a factor. So if 2 divides 10, if 2 divides 10 is 5. If 2 divides 12 is 6. So this means we are going to have 5 over 6. I seen it. So at this point, I think it is the least fraction, or it is the simplest fraction. Okay, 5 over 6. The numerator is less than the denominator, so it's a proper fraction. So at this point, you can leave it like this. Okay, so the answer we got here is 5 over 6. Unless you want to get decimal, then you have 0 point something. All right, so let's do it the other way. If you have 2 over 3 times 5 over 4. Okay, now I told us that you can simplify it so that when you multiply, you can get maybe big number, so that when you multiply, you get big numbers. So in order to avoid that, you simplify it if it is necessary. Like as it is, we have up and down, is not true? So you check any number on top. If any number on top has a common factor with any number down, it does not matter this side or this side. So long as a number on top has a common with a number down, okay? Like the first part of the fraction, 2 over 5. 2 and 3, there's no common fraction, but 2 and 4 has the common fraction, okay? It means we can simplify 2 and what? 4, because 2 is up, 4 is down, okay? So 5 has no common factor with what? 4. Neither does it have common factor with 3. I seen it? So, but it's only 2 and 4 that has common factors. So we are going to simplify from here so it will be very simple. How do we do that? We will say, since 2 can divide itself and it will be 1. When it divides 4, when 2 divides 4, it will be what? 2. Are you seeing it? We are trying to simplify it. So this will mean 1, this one, all over 3, because we did not change 3, okay? So 1 over 3 then times 5 over what? 2. This 2. We have already simplified 2 and 4. There's a factor that can go in between 2 and 4. So we have simplified it. So this 1 over 3 times what? 5 over 2. Alright, so at this point, it is the simplest fraction. So that when you now do the normal multiplication, I told us that it is numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. Okay, let's see. So 1 times 5 is what? 5. 1 times 5 is 5. All over 3 times 2 is what? 6. So are you seeing it? It has the same answer. Okay, we got the same answer, but the first one, we did direct multiplication of numerator to numerator and denominator to denominator. Okay, so when we got the answer, we still try to simplify it to its lowest form. Okay, so are you saying it? But the second one is we simplified it so that by the time we started multiplying numerator to denominator, it will be already a simple fraction. Are you seeing it?